It's all around me, a silent voice I can't deny. A mother's arms, how they surround me. They sing the beauty of my life.
It will last forever. It will never fade away. Never cause me pain. This love, this love.
I close my eyes, it takes me over, a memory deep down in my soul, and safe from harm to be beside you. A light will shine upon the world.
It will last forever. It will never fade away. Never cause me pain. This love, this love.
It will last forever. It will never fade away. Never cause me pain.
It will last forever. It will never fade away. Never cause me pain. This love, this love.
Om Shanti. After a great fruit party and a dance, so now we have Sister Usha with us. She will do Murli dance with us. She will revise the Murli of yesterday. Sister Usha came in Gyan in 1974 in Africa, and she dedicated herself in the year 1980. She's a senior Rajogi teacher and a management trainer and a spiritual counselor and a motivational speaker of Brahma Kumaris. And she has authored 2 books. One is Self-Management Leadership in English and Hindi, and Towards Spirituality in Hindi. She is an icon in Indian TV channels and web channels. Her lectures are also viewed on YouTube. In the path of spiritual service, she has played a key role in the implementation of self-management leadership training programs as expounded by Brahma Kumari self-management systems. Her guidance has encouraged people to overcome mental stress, depression, anxiety, addictions, and low self-esteem, and various other mental issues. She has done thorough research on great epics of India, Ramayana and Bhagavad Gita, and has created a unique presentation. She has received also a PhD, doctorate degree, which is PhD from Bihar. The practical application of spiritual significance of Bhagavad Gita in modern living, relating its spiritual significance and the practical application in the modern lifestyle. So today she will revise Avyakt Murli for us, and let's dance. Om Shanti. Over to you, sister.
Thank you, Rajesh Bhai. Om Shanti. Yesterday, we all heard Baba's Murli, and it gave us all a special feeling. The feeling of being close to Baba, and especially close to Baba's heart, isn't it? Because when Baba was mentioning the Murli in the beginning, that it is only this time in the conference age that we all take the sustenance from Baba, the Supreme God. Throughout the Kalpa, we have been taking sustenance from great souls, maybe divine souls, but not from the Supreme Soul. And this is the time when the Supreme Soul descends, and He cannot live without us, and we cannot live without Him. That is the bond that we all hold with Baba. And Baba says, when anyone asks you, where do you live? Or where is He? We can immediately say on the basis of our experiences that He lives in our heart and we live in His heart. That feeling, that love, is experienced only in conference age, none other time. This brings that closeness and that love, gives us the feeling of belongingness. We belong to Him and He belongs to us. The whole world is aside. Today in the world we find that people are experiencing loneliness. Although they have everything in their lives, all the comforts maybe, but still this feeling of loneliness is there. Although they are connected with the world through their mobiles, WhatsApp, Instagram, Facebook, etc. They are connected with the whole world, far and wide. But still there is this feeling of loneliness. There is this feeling of a hollowness in them. Why? And this is where Baba fills that gap. This belongingness with God, feeling that He is mine and I am His, fills that gap completely. It doesn't matter whether we are connected with the world or not, but we are connected with God. And so, every moment we can experience His companionship. And this does not allow us to feel that we are lonely. Because of this loneliness, so many mental problems people are going through. And Baba's children, mentally sound, safe, healthy, happy faces. When we see Brahmins' faces, always happy. Because they don't have this feeling, oh, I'm lonely, no, I'm with God. And then Baba gradually comes to that point that what is the sign of love? And the sign of love, he said, in the path of bhakti also, people surrender everything to whom they love. So how far we have surrendered? Baba was like giving us a realization as well as an awareness, both together. Making us feel being with him, but at the same time giving us the realization that yes, have we really surrendered everything? And then Baba says the sign of surrendering is where whatever he likes, I am able to surrender that to him. And what does he like? The sign of love is total surrender, and the sign of total surrender is how he is, whatever he likes, I be that. And he likes purity, complete purity. And what does not allow us to reach that stage of perfect purity? And Baba says that there's one thing that comes in the way, and that is waste thoughts. And when Baba was mentioning this waste thoughts, it gave me the feeling that in order to reach that stage of perfection, if waste thoughts is coming in the way, means it is not allowing me to reach that stage of perfect purity. And at the same time, when the waste thoughts are generated, means whatever purity I have accumulated is draining. Isn't it? It drains. I have accumulated that power of purity on the basis of my efforts. I'm going towards that stage of perfection. But then, because of some or the other things that happen in our life, and we start generating waste thoughts, and these waste thoughts, they become a drainage. So my stage of purity is draining. And this is how I slide down from that stage of purity which I've reached. Gradually I come down. So that is why Baba was creating that awareness in us. No matter what happens, are we able to put a full stop in a second to those waste thoughts? Even if waste thoughts emerge due to maybe past scars or whatever, am I able to apply the full stop? Because waste thoughts begin with questions. Why? What? Why this has to happen to me? Etc. Anything that happens. So how fast can I put a full stop? If I am able to put a full stop, then that drainage is blocked. I cover up that drainage. And my stage of purity, or whatever power of purity that I've accumulated on the basis of my realization, awareness, my efforts, I can stop that. Otherwise, this is the perfect stage of purity, perfection. And I'm just here, about to reach, but as soon as those waste thoughts starts, I slide back and come down. Still I have to make effort. I reach here. It's like the snake and ladders, that we climb up the ladder and then the snake bites and we again come down. So this is where I have to be cautious about. And for that, Baba says, you have to have that self-sovereignty. Self-sovereignty. And what does not allow us to be in that stage of self-sovereignty, that is the mind. Mind, Baba had compared with the horse. And the horse would always be obedient if the reins are in control. But wherever the reins are loose, the horse starts wandering away in side scenes. When we say side scenes, there are two types of side scenes. One is the side scenes of the mind's imagination inside. And the second side scenes is whatever we see through our eyes in the external world. This is also side scene. Which do you think affects us most? Which side scenes affects us the most? Inner side scene. The imagination. The imagination of our own thoughts, maybe of the past or maybe of something else, whatever we have heard. So this is why we are not able to maintain that stage of self-sovereignty. This side scenes, it is hard. We have to make a lot of efforts to control that. External side scenes, we can easily ignore them. Anything happening, we may ignore it. Okay, it doesn't matter a lot for my stage. Let me stabilize myself in soul consciousness. And we are able to do it. But whenever the inner side seeing starts emerging, we are sitting in meditation, trying to be soul conscious, and the mind just wanders away in the inner side scenes of imagination. We begin with visualization sometimes. The slippery point is we begin with visualization, but after going through that visualization, maybe in the supreme region with Baba, then in the subtle region with Baba, we are talking to Baba. And in that talk only, something that comes up, and immediately the mind creates its own side scenes and wanders away. That is very difficult to catch. It is very difficult to lay a constant attention on it. That's why I said the outer side scenes are easy to control or ignore, but the inner side scenes, sometimes we are not even aware of it. And by the time we become aware, meditation is over. Isn't it? And we then realize, well, I was like talking to Baba and I just don't know when I just slipped out from that path and went on to the side scenes. So for that, Baba says, always hold the reins of Srimad. Keep it tight. Don't keep it loose. It reminds me of a beautiful example that once there was a traveler and he had a very beautiful horse, very beautiful horse. So he is going with that horse, and he comes up to a kingdom. So he goes up to the king and says, "Look, I have a beautiful horse, but it is very mischievous, very hard to control. If you have anyone who knows how to control a mischievous horse, I would give that horse free for your kingdom." So the king said, "Let me see the horse first." He saw the horse, very beautiful, strong, and very healthy horse. So he thought, this should be in my court. He wanted that horse. So he said, "No problem. We have so many experts who can handle mischievous horses. And they know how to train them. And they can master them as well. You can easily give me." So the traveler said, "Not like that. We decide one day, you can call all your masters who know how to train a mischievous horse, and you can invite the public as well. They would also see how a master is mastering the horse. And we bring that horse in an open place. Let all the people sit around and see, and the master would come and master the horse." So they decided one day, a Sunday, and so the traveler also comes with his horse in that place, open ground where it was decided. And the king also invited all his masters from the kingdom, the best ones who know how to master the horse. Now it happened so that one by one the master was coming up. But when they would reach the horse was so mischievous, it would not even allow the master to come near it. If the master would come from the front, he would raise his both legs and just bounce upon him and make him fall, not allow him to come near him. And if someone would come from the behind, he would just kick from the back legs. Doesn't allow any master to come near it. To master it, to train it, it is very difficult. Finally, all the masters raised their hands. "I think we cannot master this horse. It is very mischievous." So the king, who wanted that horse because it was so beautiful horse, how can he let go of it? So then he announced, "Is there anyone in the public who can master this horse?" Everyone thought, if the masters cannot master it, how can we master it? So nobody came forward. The king thought, do I not have any master who can master this horse in my kingdom? So when he was a little bit worried, the prince got up and said, "If you allow me, I would like to go and master the horse." So the king thought and said to him, "If the masters cannot do it, how are you going to do it?" So the prince said, "Just allow me, and I think I can." So the king said, "Okay, go forward." The prince goes, and since quite a long time he was seeing that the horse was placed in such a position from where there was a long shadow. And whoever would come near the shadow the horse would get wild. No one should come near the shadow. That is why he was like very wild. So the prince, what he did was, he gradually turned the position of the horse and made the horse come in front of the sun. So now the shadow is behind, and the horse no longer can see the shadow. Then the prince from behind jumped onto the horse, took the control of the reins tightly, and mastered the horse, started patting the horse, and it allowed him to ride. The same thing is with the mind. We have also placed the mind in such a position where there is a long shadow. And which is the shadow? The shadow is of some or the other things that we want in life. Whenever there is a long shadow means the sun is behind, then the shadow is in front. If we turn ourselves towards the sun, the shadow will be behind. So similarly, when we are away from Baba, the sun of knowledge, there is shadow of I want this, I want that. Whatever we want in life, the shadow is there. I should have this. I should get this. When everyone has, this is what is needed for seva also. This is what is needed for service. If we have this comfort, we can do this. If we have this facility, we can do this. So something or the other I want. And this is the inner sightseeing of wanting. I want this, I want that. This is needed, this is what we need, this is what we think we can have for seva also, for Baba's service also, or in meditation. This will be useful, etc., etc., etc. So many desires. So the desire is the greatest sightseeing for the mind, the horse. And when our mind is turned around towards the desires, the sun of knowledge is behind. That is understanding. Our conscience does not work properly. When the conscience does not work properly, whether we really need it or not, when everyone has it, why can't I have it? Why can't I have it? I can also have it. We have enough. We can buy this. We can take this, etc., etc. So many arguments. This is the inner sightseeing that is affecting the mind constantly, keeping it under its own control. This is how we get under the control of our own dictates maybe, or the dictates of others. Others also are trying to prompt me. I think we need this. This is essential. This is necessary. So, the desires, the shadow is in front. And we forget that we have surrendered everything to Baba. If it is necessary for me, Baba is going to provide it from anywhere. It will come in front of me. Isn't it? We all have that experience. When anything is essential for me, Baba makes it available for me. Till I'm not worthy of it, it won't come to me. Worthiness will bring that. We become masters and it comes in the service of us. But if I'm not worthy and the desire is there, then when that comes in, it will either create ego, or if I don't get it, the feeling of insult, which Baba mentioned yesterday. The feeling of ego, oh, I have it. Now everyone should respect me. So Baba says, stay in your self-respect and you go beyond the feeling of body consciousness and the feeling of insult. So this desire, now gradually, what do we have to do? Baba says, just like Brahma Baba did, checking the chart of the whole day and guiding the mind. So the prince or the king, now gradually we have to, in order to master the mind, the naughty horse, I need to change its direction. I need to place myself in front of the sun of knowledge and allow that understanding to come in. Allow that wisdom. What does wisdom say? What does wisdom say for this? And when we allow that wisdom to just penetrate, and we realize, okay, Baba wants this, then that desire is no longer going to create that inner sight scenes. And that is when I'll be able to just catch hold of the reins, that is Srimad. So wisdom plus Srimad, when they get combined, then we are able to master the mind easily. This is what Baba wants us. From that story, it is so much relevant for us. Yesterday when I was listening to Baba's Murli, and the whole thing was coming in my mind, the whole story, yes, we need to stop this imagination or the desires, playing the game and attracting the mind towards itself. And this feeling of, I want this desire, to fulfill the desires, we are moving away from the sun of knowledge. Wisdom would never enter. And we would hardly realize, and then when we come under the feeling of body consciousness, of fulfilling that body consciousness, name, fame, etc., I drain the energy. Someone would immediately insult also, or someone would say something. Is this your spirituality? After being a spiritual person also, if you have these desires, how can you call yourself spiritual? I feel an insult. But then, when I feel that as an insult, how can he say this? How can he mention this to me? So these are the waste thoughts that start coming up. And the waste thoughts then gradually create obstacles also. Then I have to fight with the obstacles. So waste thoughts is one cause of drainage of my purity, and the obstacles are draining my energy more and more. So my level of purity, whatever attained, comes down. And then we feel, I've made so much of effort, but I came down. Again, we have to make effort. We have to stabilize ourselves in our original state of purity. But before that war is over, inside, the fight is over, till then, I cannot stabilize myself in the stage of my original, eternal being. Until then, I fight with my own self. Even if I sit in meditation, it does not allow me to be stable. I'm shaking inside. I'm in upheavals. My mind is so disturbed. And then we are trying to tell Baba, I'm trying to have meditation, but I can't generate that love, because the love is for the desires. The love has just gone into another direction. So the love has diminished from Baba. Baba loves me a lot, but my love is divided. And when there is this division of love, that is when we don't enjoy Brahmin life, my spiritual life, my own stage of spirituality, my stage of perfection. I can't experience. We become heavy. Come onto the ground. Instead of flying up, we come onto the ground. The more we are in that stage of purity, we are able to fly up, go up. The mind and intellect goes up. So this is how we need to come in that stage of self-sovereignty. Be in that stage. When I'm able to experience that stage, and for that Baba gave us the beautiful tip, be experienced souls. Be experienced souls. Means on the basis of my efforts, when I have gone towards that stage of perfection, I have had many experiences. I've crossed all those experiences. So then Baba says, use those experiences again, so that you can immediately climb up. Many a times we listen from the Brahmins, we don't have experience. We are trying to get experiences, but we don't get experiences. How can people feel they are light? How can they have this experience? I don't have any experience. And it reminds me that when we were in schools and we had the lesson on science, maybe, science, the teacher would teach us theoretically, supposing chemistry, this solution mixed with this solution, something happens. And this is the result, isn't it? Chemistry, if you can remember in your school life, if you have done science. Simple example, H2O is equal to water. H2O is equal to water. 2 parts of hydrogen plus 1 part of oxygen is equal to water. This is what we were taught. But after the sir teaches us, then he takes us into the labs, and then he practically demonstrates and tells us also to experiment. He gives us 2 parts of hydrogen, 1 part of oxygen. Now mix it. Do it, experiment. So when we experiment, we experience. And we can never forget throughout our life. I have done that experiment. We always tell others, I have done that experiment. If someone asks you, what is the proof that 2 parts of hydrogen mixed with 1 part of oxygen will become water? What would we say? I have done it. I have done it. And I can never forget that. Isn't it? We say that. Similarly, 1 hour in the morning Murli, Baba explains us everything theoretically. What is what? Then 20 hours, I would say, take out the sleep hours. Rest of the hours, 18 hours, 20 hours maybe, we have, our lives become laboratory where we have to experiment. Baba's each and every Srimad, Baba's each and every versions that we have heard, now we have to experiment it. When we experiment in our lives, in our relationships, with nature, with my thoughts, at every level. If I experiment that Srimad, that wisdom that I've heard theoretically in the morning, Murli, let me experiment. The moment I start experimenting, I get experiences. I become an experienced soul. We can never forget, because now I have become experienced. I have tried out for myself in my life. So even if somebody comes and asks me, are you sure? When Baba has said this, does it really work? What would he say? I have tried it out myself. I have experimented in my relationships. I have experimented in my actions. I have experimented with nature. I have experimented on my own sanskars. So when we become an experienced soul, nothing else is needed more than that. Isn't it? So Baba says, when you become experienced souls, nobody can challenge you. Nobody can challenge you. Because we have great experiences in our life. And no matter whatever people may say, they have no experience about it. I was recollecting it from the great souls. Recently I was in ORC and we had the Gita conference there. And the Mahatmas who were sitting on the great souls, they were sitting on the stage. They were speaking from the scriptures. This is what is written in. And then we asked them, do you have the experience? Or is it just the scriptures that you're following? And they have no experience. Because they've never experimented those things. And then when we said, we have the experience. We have lived Gita. We have experienced each and every version of Gita in our life. And they were like silent there. So Baba says, experience. Just as purity is the foundation of Brahmin life, experience is also the foundation of Brahmin life. It makes the Brahmin life foundation very strong. Nobody can shake us. No sightseeings can ever shake us because we are experienced. That makes us authority. That experience makes us authority, and nobody can challenge us there. Because we know what Baba has said, how we have experimented. Sometimes, maybe, if we have not understood it accurately, we may experiment in another way and we don't get results. Then we think back. If Baba has said, this should have happened. If I'm not able to get this result, that means somewhere the method has gone wrong. So then I work upon that method again, contemplate on it. Finally, you will see that there is a way out. Maybe Baba's touching. You have try out this way. And when we try out that way, it works. It works. And that gives us the great happiness. Oh, it has worked. We can help others also who are finding difficulty in experimenting. We can help them. This is where we can give our cooperation. That is why Baba says, you don't donate to Brahmins, you give them cooperation. This is where we can cooperate with them. And allow them also to experiment. And they would also realize, yes, we have found our way. we become experienced, and that experience makes us the greatest authority. So the power of purity works, the power of experience works. Then Baba has also mentioned Nishchay, that is faith in Baba. It increases our faith. That experience is going to increase our faith. And not only that, it increases our intoxication as well. So the faith in intoxication is also rising. And then we find that faith and intoxication is what is seen through our face, and people are going to get attracted towards it. What is it? That your face is sparkling, shining. The shine of happiness is on the basis of what? You have achieved something, I've got something, I've attained something in my life. That is the shine which others can also experience. And this always keeps me close to Baba every moment. It does not allow me to move away from Baba. That is when we can say, no Maya can affect. Maya would try till the end, but as Baba had mentioned in last Sunday's Murli, what is Maya? An ant, and that also, a dead ant. Nothing more than that. Nothing more than that. And we children sometimes come in under panic. Oh, Maya has come, Maya has come. What is Maya? Nothing. So Baba says, this is how you fill your weaknesses also. And when we fill the weaknesses, we fill that gap, that hollowness, which was creating that fear in me, which was not allowing me to go near Baba. That is filled. Sometimes we see, many a times, Brahmins, when they come to Madhuban, what do? Mainly, if it is 18th January or Shiv Jayanti, they go to Baba's room, morning Amrit Vela, they write a letter to Baba. Baba, from today I'm just going to give up this weakness. I know this weakness is coming in my way again and again, so I'm just going to give up this weakness. We write the chit to Baba, put it in Baba's box, and feel so relieved. I've given it to Baba. But after we go back, what happens? The weakness comes back. And then we think, it was Amrit Vela, in Baba's room, I gave it to Baba. How can this weakness come back again? Why does it come back again? When we have realized we have given up, given to Baba in writing, how does it come back? How does it come back? Simple logic. Simple logic is, supposing there is darkness in this hall, and someone comes up and says, remove this darkness. Remove this darkness. Can it be removed? No. In order to remove the darkness, I need to light. The light has a source. Darkness has no source. It is absence of light that there is darkness. Similarly, weakness is darkness. It has no source. So how are you removing it? Can you remove it? By writing on a chit, put it in Baba's box. Can you remove that weakness? Not at all. Not at all. The light has the source. I need to lighten up myself. Supposing the weakness is there, anger, small weakness I take up. Anger is there. And I want to get rid of anger. Tomorrow's Murli, Baba has mentioned on it. not tomorrow, after Sunday after that, Baba has mentioned. Many times people want to remove that the weakness is of anger. They want to remove it. And how do they do it? By writing on a chit. Can anger be removed? No. I have to analyze my personality. What makes me become angry? Is it lack of power of tolerance? Is it lack of power of patience? Is it lack of power of silence? Which power? Because power has a source. The source of all powers is Baba. And weakness is absence of that power. So which power am I lacking? That has created that weakness. When I analyze myself, supposing I'm lacking patience. Some people have this nature of doing everything quick. And if somebody is not to their speed, they get angry. Or if they don't have power of tolerance, they get angry. So when I analyze myself, yes, maybe I'm lacking all the three powers. So then, Amrit Vela, I invoke that power from the powerhouse. Baba is spreading his rays of all powers, but specifically I have to invoke that power in me. When I invoke that power, then gradually I feel that weakness. When I feel that weakness, what happens? I'm able to master it. Get rid of it. Maybe continuously 1 week, Amrit Vela, I invoke that power. After 1 week, you see yourself. If you think you need more than 1 week, try another week. Continuously invoke. Invoke power of tolerance, power of peace, power of patience. And when you fill yourself, after 2 weeks, 15 days maybe, you can see that you have brought a change in your sanskars. You have mastered it. You have mastered it. So if I make a list of all the weaknesses, how many weaknesses? 4, 5, 6, maybe 10, not more than that. So 10 weaknesses and maybe 20 powers I'm lacking. 20 powers, 1 week each. Or even if 2 weeks each for 1 power, 20 powers, 40 weeks. 40 weeks. How many weeks in a year? 52 weeks. So, how far is perfection away from me? Many a times Baba asks this. How much time do you need? How much time do you need? If I master one at a time, gradually can see, when I invoke that power, it is not just going to come alone, it is going to bring some other powers with it. And in short time, maybe in 6 months also, or in 3 months also, we can reach that stage. But if I'm not clear in my mind, which power I have to invoke, just as the sun, that is spreading its rays on the, but it is not able to burn the viruses. But if it is passed to the lens, it immediately starts burning. So if I'm clear what power I need, and I invoke that power, work on it on myself, and then I can see I master it, and I'm able to overcome that weakness. By writing on a chit is not going to remove that weakness or those sanskars forever. Now I have to work on it. And for that, I need to invoke the power that is lacking in me. And then you find being victorious. So this is how we have to work on ourselves, become experienced so that we are able to help others as well. Oh, okay, any questions? Yes? Mm. 1 second. Let everyone get your point.
Thank you. So just quick question is regarding the analytical power that I think, even before I start to see which power I need to invoke from the source, I need to know how to analyze. So is there any specific guidance or method that you can even share with us that I can start analyzing myself properly with the right method?
Yeah,
Maybe
we can do that by seeing the main gross weaknesses that we have. Don't immediately go into the subtle ones yet. First finish off with the gross ones. And then gradually you start getting the insight for the smallest ones also, which Baba says the ansh, the part of it also. Gradually you get the insight of those subtle ones as well. So first start with the gross ones. We all are aware. We have always been asking in the path of bhakti also when we go to the temples or in front of God, oh God, give me power. Give me power. We have been saying out in general, give me power. But we never realized we are asking power for what? Now we have realized we were asking power to overcome our weaknesses. Because internally we had this feeling, I have this weakness which is not allowing me to move forward. So I needed power. And that is why on the path of bhakti also I've been saying, oh God, give me power. I need strength. So what was that strength? Now I've realized, so now I can work on the gross ones first. Make a list of them, maybe 2 or 3, 4 maximum. And then gradually we get the insight. As we are working on the gross ones, then we get the insight for the subtle ones as well. It will automatically give you the realization. This is there, this is also. Because as the soul is elevating in its stage, it can easily see those subtle ones also. Right?
Any further questions? Anybody?
No one.
Okay. Thank you very much, Didi, for coming from Shantivan all the way and spending time with us.
My
Your
pleasure.
vibrations really help, and your presence also matters a lot, and really clarifying the whole Murli in depth with us. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Shanti.
Where do I go with all these feelings and all these faces and open doors when everyone else seems so serene and I just feel so insecure? And where do I go when all the pieces of my heart lay on the floor? You say, come into the light, why don't you? Come into the light, why don't you? Come on now, come into the light. Where do I go with all these memories and all these bags filled up with shame? And how should I feel when you call me into the light, why don't you? Come into the light, why don't you? Come on now, come into the light. What should I do when a gentle-handed reaches out to take my own? And how should I feel when tears of joy, they just won't stay inside these eyes? And what will I do when I start to love you and really trust and know you're there? You say you'll be in the light where I am. You'll be in the light where I am. Come on now, come into the light. You'll be in the light where I am. You'll be in the light where I am. Come on now, come into the light. शिव की याद रहेगी तब आँखों में समाया वो होगा। हम धन्य तभी बन पाएंगे जब ऐसा प्रिय जीवन होगा। यहाँ हमारा तन होगा, वहाँ हमारा मन होगा। जहाँ होता है मानव का धन, वहीं होता है उसका मन। इसलिए परमात्मा ने बताया, मुझसे लगा लो अपना मन। हम सा नहीं कोई जमाने में, रचना रचता का ज्ञान जिसे, पर ऐसा भी बनना होगा, नहीं कभी अभिमान जिसे। यहाँ हमारा तन होगा, वहाँ हमारा मन होगा। ये दुनिया तो मायावी है, माया से भला कैसी यारी। अपने तो दो ही ठिकाने हैं, वैकुंठ दुनिया निराकारी। धुंधला सा अंधियारा है, दीपक से उजियारा होगा। ये आँख भी तन का दीपक है, ये ज्ञान जीवन